For bans, I mean, I think it's pretty standard, especially at this tier. Like I mentioned in the first game, we're probably going to see Cassia bans. This is actual competitive level. Might not even see an ETC pick. ETC is one of those heroes that he was nerfed, but he's still such of a playmaker that if he gets a good mosh, he wins the game. They might get banned at this level. I think I've seen some of these players play Mei quite a bit on their streams, or just in games I've watched from like other streamers while they're in the same game. So I know that they can play it. I don't know if they can play it at a competitive level though. Vikings ban. I didn't even consider about Vikings at this type of level being like insanely good on this map because of the 3-lane push, allowing a team to have some sort of rotation. An Abathur response. Very good bans. Try and make sure that the game stays as fair as possible. Very annoying to deal with either one of those. Maybe they're banned. I think that Cassia needs to be banned here, to be honest. Cal's been smashing Garrosh recently. That would be kind of fun to watch. A Chromie ban, again, pretty standard at this point. I honestly don't think that Chromie's that insane, but I haven't played Storm League on my main account quite a while. Maybe she is very impressive. I've played against her a few times in like Bronze to Master climbs, but not since the recent patch. And Anna respawn. So we have Deckard still on the board. You got Cassia, you have Mei, Diablo, you have E2C. There's lots of different choices here.
So it begins.
All right, Deckard first pick, as I called. Yeah, he's just such of a standard free pick. Their response, I don't know what you even respond to at this point with a Deckard. I feel like white main's really good, but not necessarily into the current meta. A Johanna Raynor first pick, okay. They're probably, I think Cassia is still such of a valid pick right now. I'm surprised that they didn't go with Cassia over Raynor. That's such of a crazy thing to me. Remain Sylvanas. A Mei ban? Maybe we might see the Cassia ban here. I mean, Johanna, Cassia, Raynor. That's a very odd attack heavy team, though. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. Already seeing like a Sylvanas Greyman. We haven't seen any of those today. They're not necessarily niche picks, but they are like down on the tier. Like they're not S tier. A Tychus ban. So weird. This is such of a different game. Alex Straza. Alex Straza. What is happening in this game?
It is
Azul. Okay, the Azul's a common pick. Okay, is this gonna be a Cho-Gall? No, you're out. Okay, well. The teams are just so out there right now. Who's their main tank gonna be? Maybe they'll do a main tank Imperius. It'll probably be Garrosh, as was called out in chat. A Diablo. Okay. Diablo is very strong, so I'm not exactly surprised. What is the last pick? A Deathwing. They went... What? They went Johanna, Alexstrasza, Zool with a Deathwing. I feel like their Zool is the issue here, to be honest. Like, well, I guess the Deathwing is also not great either. It's 3 warriors essentially, 2 bruises and a tank. Although I guess Deathwing can do lots of damage, so can Zool. So it can definitely work. It's gonna be curious to see how it works out for them. Yeah, I guess like thinking about it in my head for a map for like the UK, you're like way closer to Central than you are from Australia for sure. You wouldn't get you wouldn't get EU servers, but you would get whatever's on NA, which could be Singapore. Singapore's like pretty close to you, right? Anyways, starting off with game number 1 for the team of VGM Gaming, we have Deckard, Raymain, Diablo, Urel, and Sylvanas, and we are on Central servers. For the team of Colisco Weegons, we have Alexstrasza, Johanna, Raynor, Zool, and Deathwing. Again, if they start a team fight level 1, I'm pretty confident on which side's gonna win.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight.
No different talents, make sure no one's cheating. Johanna's the lone survivor middle lane. Looks like they're trying cheese top. Zool does spot this in time though. Deathwing does land right on top of them. Tiger gets caught out from the roof, but I think he's fine. Cal's trying to block as much damage as possible. Trying to start up the rotation here a bit. Cattle sees the Johanna. There's currently 2 bot lane and 3 top. Very backwards. Raymond goes in to get some wave clear, gets rooted, backs out. He should be safe though. Didn't take that much damage here. Forzace used both potions that Deckard left behind. Oh, Diablo goes in for a charge there. Doesn't get the stun. It looks like Rayman and Deckard are both trying to get the camp here. Get it early, that way they have time. Because objective is bot lane, they can do proper timing for the top siege camp. This is so far a objective sided for blue team. Raynor starting up their siege camp. A bit late, but not bad. As far as timing goes, I think that it's about like 8 seconds late, 8 to 10, which is quite a bit in hot terms. Deathwing taking a lot of free damage here from the Sylvanas. Diablo trying his best to body block that as well. My throw is slowly dying. Zool's trying to do a rotation here. We'll see if it actually works out or not. There is the siege camp pushing down bot lane. Urel doesn't have the best wave clear, but she can knock into towers, so it's not the worst. The spell armor is helping their team quite a bit with dealing with the Deathwing damage. It is currently a 3v4 though, so they're looking to back off. But if you tell a joke while I read it, I will definitely read it. So if it's stupid, I might not read it out loud. If it makes me giggle or smile at all, I'll read it. There goes Urel knocking it into towers, like I mentioned. So while Urel doesn't have wave clear, she can disable those camps very easily. I mean, they're already dead. Didn't even really kill a tower there. Diablo getting kind of caught out here, but just walk away because, well, he's Diablo. I think red team is just having fun because they know that like a standard comp would probably lose because the blue team has so many high level players on them. Alexstrasza getting some good healing value though. Urel kind of jumped in there and knocked everyone out of the Deckard route, unfortunately. Urel's gonna be stalling for the objective here, going to try and grab it. Zool's gonna have to try and stall it unless they're just giving it up. It looks like they're gonna just give it up because Zool will not be there in time. Unfortunate rotation there by the Zool. Taking 2 tower shots on his rotation as well. Blue team is trying to fight them in this choke point here. Red team is not... Red team is smart enough to know to not fight in that type of choke hold against Diablo. Diablo would try and knock Alexstrasza out of the heal. Trying to do his best with wave clear. That was a lot of free damage that he took there from the Raynor. They do get a pick off with a Greymane Deckard rotation onto the Zool bot lane. Unfortunately, Zool does get caught out. Gerald's trying her best to dive in there. There's actually, so far, like, the red team's doing pretty well with their comp. They're not, like, trying to force fights. They do recognize that they have a better late game team. But they gotta be careful because Deckard's also insanely late game now as well. Good root coming up from the, well, it's kind of a useless root coming up from the Zool onto the Diablo there. Just trying to get some CC on him. Urel's trying her best to look for a stall and subjective here. Looks like there's 3 bot lanes trying to catch up to Urel. Urel should be fine though. Astra's looking to get some free damage out on Urel here. She has 10 stacks, almost done her stacks. Oh, Urel gets knocked out of position. Diablo goes for the dive there. Urel getting a lot of healing here. Dragon comes out from Urel. It looks like blue team is gonna have to back out here. Raymond is now rotating. Unfortunately, Diablo knocks the Zool into the Deckard, causing him to lose some of his health there. Zool is taking a ton of damage here. Johanna stalls Diablo's charge and saves the Zool in the process. Raynor is about to go down from the gank from Tiger on Greymane here. And he does go down. It looks like second objective will be going to blue team unless they can pull it out of their hat here. Unfortunately, Alexstrasza will go down as well. Gets caught out by Diablo and Urel as well. Lavos is still just bullying top lane against Deathwing. Deathwing can't do much about it either. Diablo gets a good buy box on Johanna, trading some auto attacks. I mean, you can just see how strong that talent really is. That he can take tower shots and still auto attack to recover his HP. They're starting off boss right away because they have 10. This boss probably won't get much done, but it's good to start some pressure. If red team notices, will they be able to do anything about it? Probably not. Looks like they're doing a siege camp preemptively to stop the boss from getting too much value here. Blue team has really good boss burn. Alright. Like, they're gonna have boss pushing bot lane during the third objective. Red team has to make a key decision here about do they let boss push and stall the objective, or do they give boss, or do they give objective and deal with boss and get cursed? Looks like blue team starting up a second objective as well during the boss, or during curse. Zool's probably gonna spot this. Does he actually spot it? He does in fact spot it. Looks like blue team has to back off from boss, unfortunately. Boss actually recovers most of his health, and they still try to keep it going here with the caps. Oh, Alexstrasza getting caught out here. Almost gets stunned by the Diablo. That was so close. Raynor gets caught out too, unfortunately. Diablo does not have enough backup here for damage, so he has to back out. Red team, surprisingly, they actually ended up clearing the boss and got away with... Oh, there's a curse from Tiger. Tiger backcapping while red team tries to fight here. Alexstrasza has already gone down from Diablo. Zool follows suit here, and Johanna's also pretty weak here. She has her shield up, so she might escape. But unfortunately, she stays by the wall, gets stunned. Deathwing dueling as much damage as possible, but Johanna still goes down. Raymond doing quite a bit of damage here. They are diving really hard here. Deathwing, unfortunately, cannot get that many kills here. Stavos does go down for the Raynor, trading for that kill. Urel has very little HP, but has free escape. However, Diablo charged his way through to the other side and doesn't have much of an escape. They break a wall, allowing him to escape. Good Q into the building to give him a bit of speed ahead of the enemy team here. That's good shield coming out from the Johanna. In reaction, Zool pops his ult. Deckard uses his ult in to defend. Diablo taking so much damage here. Deathwing using his ult to engage. This is a pretty good fight for blue team. They have 13 here. Dragon comes out from the Alexstrasza, and blue team decides to back up, wasting the cooldown from Alexstrasza. Alright, looks like Alexstrasza, you know, didn't get much value from that Dragon. Looks like red team, or blue team's going to be starting up the Bruiser camp. Red team looking to maybe start their own as well. Devon soloing the siege camp while this is going on. This is very good timing. I mean, because the objective is going to pop soon, they're going to have to deal with lanes. You're out spotting for the boss here. Johanna is also trying to defend the objective just in case the blue team rotates entirely onto this camp, which is unlikely, but might happen. Looks like blue team is rotating to the siege camp, seeing if anyone's on it. Might be able to get a pick if someone was there, but no one is there. Will they choose to try and do it? It's very risky, but they might. Looks like they're going to go for it. They do get spotted right away. This is a 15-13. This is the best fight that red team can take for them. That's a great split there from Deckard. Unfortunately, Deathwing does not care about it. That's a great Blessed Shield coming up from Johanna onto 3 of them. Not much damage comes up from that. Duel getting quite a bit of damage here onto the Grey Mane. Cattle trying to peel with Diablo as best as he can, but can't really do that much against it. Unfortunately, Zool did end up using his ult there as well. Did not get that much value from it because blue team has a really good clear for that type of stuff. It's a great stun from Deathwing trying to peel for his team. Oh, Cattle taking so much damage but does not care because Diablo. Tiger almost goes down with Greymane. Deathwing is now onto the back line. Will he be able to kill the Deathwing? Looks like Deathwing will be able to go down, unfortunately. That's a double kill for Diablo onto the Rainer as well. Duel dealing as much damage as possible to Deckard, but Deckard whacks him with the staff and gets the kill. Alexstrasza has 300 HP, but she can't go back in. And unfortunately, Johanna will fall as well. They give up top keep for that, and probably going to be bottom keep as well. This is definitely going to be a free keep for them. They're not even bothering with the siege camp. They're just going to be going straight for a keep. They might try and force a fight to end, but probably not. It's too hard for them to end right now, for sure. Now they're going to do the siege camp. Red team can't stop them at all. They need to either take a risky fight and hope that they win, or soak for 16, which will now put them at a level 20 disadvantage. Looking at builds here, I mean, they're pretty standard. Diablo went auto attack build, as we mentioned at the start of this game. It's very standard with most Diablos at this point. Zool's going Q build. Interesting Reaper's Toll. Deathwing trying his best to solve the objective there, but can't do much when there's 3 of them trying to cap it. We see a conviction from Johanna, which is a very rare talent to see, as well as Blessed Momentum. We see a QW build from Sylvanas with Remorseless at 13. And Deckard opting to go for the stun, Heraldric Staff at level 16. Very interesting builds when it comes to that. Deathwing's build is also pretty weird, I think. I think that there's a Q at level 1 that you're supposed to take with this build. I think red team decides to do boss in a trade attempt. I think that Urel might be... Oh, if Urel did a DE there, she could jump on the point. But blue team is deciding just to try and end the game here while Urel stalls their hearth. Very good play from them. They have enough damage with Greymane and Sylvanas to try and end this game. Though it is a very risky play. Deckard might go down here. There's a lot of damage coming up from Deckard. Unfortunately, though, not enough to stop the healing god himself. Cattle just 1v1ing Johanna, winning that trade. Greymane will end up going down here from the Deathwing damage while trading with Rainer. I think that this is his game. They can't stop the boss. First game goes to VGM Gaming. Well played. Again, it was a very weird comp from red team. Very, very odd comp. They're kind of limited though. Well, I don't know. Lots of them have accounts for NA, so they're not that limited. Let's take a look at the stats here. Sylvanas is top statting. Look at that. 1 death, 110,000 siege with 666 numbers, just saying. You see 39,000 damage coming out as well as 11,000 soak. In comparison, I mean, Rainer was their only DPS, and he did 32,000, but that's not that much when you consider that Alexstrasza did 25,000 damage. far as builds, I mean, the game didn't really get to level 20, but we do see, as I mentioned before, some interesting talents. We have emeralds coming out from Deckard, which I didn't see that much value out of. I mean, I can see the value of it, but like I didn't see it used in game as much as it really could have been used. But that's because red team was just so far behind the entire time. We see Cho-Gall's essence with Q builds. I think that there's also a Q talent here of their comp here, or because of their like actual geographical, their actual placement in the world. I can speak. All right, so first bans. Again, I'm kind of surprised that Cassia got through last time. Might see a Deckard ban from the right side here. A Chromie ban. Again, Chromie is very oppressive, so I'm not surprised that they're banning it, but it's a bit shocking that that Chromie's like that good. I feel like when Chromie was top tier, Blizzard nerfed her really hard to make sure she was never top tier again. Like, she's still playable before the buffs, but now she's just too good. Yeah, her win rate has gone up a total of 3% in just the last few days, and people haven't even been playing that much. That's crazy. 4% total win rate change. That's like a massive win rate buff. Malthael respond. That's a weird ban. A Cho-Gall ban. That's fair. When Malthael is banned first round, that does incline that they're trying to do some sort of health or high health cheese. I mean, maybe they're going for 3 warriors. That's what they did last time. It wouldn't be that surprising. A Deckard ban, fair. Anna, ETC, Cassia, May, they're all open. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? I'm down to hear it. What is the difference? The H? One has an H, one has a Z. An ETC first pick coming up from Weedgons. And an Anduin. I was kind of expecting like an Uther to get like a classic Divine Mosh. They're going to be trying to respond with some sort of stun here. Savas has arrow, so that works. And a Li Ming. Tiger's Li Ming is absolutely fun to watch, so. One is really heavy, and the other's a little lighter. Okay, that's pretty good. Diablo response. That is fair. Diablo was very strong that last match. Was able to engage very well. But I have a feeling that Cattle doesn't really need Diablo to play well, so we might see a Garrosh game here. As far as bans go, we probably want to ban a Soul Laner. They already banned Malthael, so Uriel could work fine here. They could ban a Vikings. Yeah, okay. And a Mephisto Uriel. Like I said, Uriel could work here, so I was kind of surprised that they didn't ban the Uriel. Mephisto is a great pick for Weedgons. They have actually a really solid comp so far. I'd say that Anduin's the weakest part about their comp so far, but it's not that bad. What did Tennessee? Same as Arkansas. That's so stupid. That's so funny though. A Mei and a Chen. There's the Mei pick. Kind of surprised about the Chen pick. With Chen, I think wins against Uriel. Pretty hard too. All right, and we have Tychus coming out as well. Tychus is very good right now. But Mei does counter Tychus, and Chen isn't the weakest against Tychus either. Like, his shield, I'm pretty sure, can block most of Tychus' damage. Not all of it. Tychus can eat through the shields, but I don't think that's the best pick in this moment. But let's jump into game 2 here. I'm actually not too sure which side has the better comp. I'm going to say it's the VGM, but we'll see. Jazzy, did you post that Reddit video, by the way? All right. So, on the left side for VGM Gaming for blue team, we have a Sylvanas, Li Ming, Mei, Chen, and an Anna. And for the right side, on red team, for Colisco Weegons, we have Anduin, Mephisto, Tychus, Urel, and ETC.
10 seconds. 5, 4,
I think that the red team has a better middle fight if they choose to take it, but we'll definitely see on how this shakes up. Any interesting talents coming up from either side here? Not really. Combat Tactician coming up from Tychus, that's about it. Renew from Anduin is a bit different, but I think it's kind of the standard one. And maybe, I guess this is just the standard Chen build. Just trying to get as much damage as possible for free on the wave here. Urel getting slept by Anna, taking quite a bit of damage. Loses probably like 1/8 of her health, but I mean, one Anduin heal is all that you need. They have some pretty good stall on their rotation, actually. They actually can't step up all too well to clear the lane. Red team lacks a lot of wave clear, to be honest. That was a good stall from the HEC onto the Mei, but unfortunately Mei is not able to get that much damage up. Blue team is already starting off their camp at the 1 minute mark, trying to go for a double turret for first objective. Very, very smart on their part. Mei is such a strong tank. She's so present. She can just step up without caring about anything about what they have to do. Like, she's so insane. Oh, Urel was way in that bush, trying to stall the rotation. Looks like they actually might have to give up their camp take in general here. You just see he dives in to stun the Chen, taking a lot of his health though for that. That's a very bad move on his part. He used a slide too early without his team to follow up. Loses about half of his HP there. Unfortunately, they get a lot of damage on the Mei. The Mei might go down here actually. Oh my god, 50 HP. 100, oh. Mei run, Mei, run. Using her E to escape, and Mei does make it out safely. Unfortunately, ETC slides, gets some damage off onto Sylvanas, but gets pulled back by Anduin. Chen is such an impressive pick. I'm actually very surprised I've seen it so many times, but this is basically HGC, so I'm not that surprised. Chen tormented HGC when it was, you know, still alive. Looks like blue team is going to try and steal the healing camp as well. Go for a double camp, maybe even triple camp. The fortification camp is up in a minute, so they might be able to do a secondary camp if they have to back off. I think that the red team has better objective control early game, so they might win this objective. Depends on how it plays out though. Blue team doing their camp a bit late. In fact, they have to give up their early positioning on the objective because of it.
take control of it to pilot the mech.
Looks like red team is actually deciding to try and destroy the top wall instead of going for objective. Blue team has to rotate through here, and EDC is looking for a pickoff there. That would have been a great Anna pickoff if they had some damage with them. EDC looking to rotate onto point. Cattle was just sitting there dancing away. Oh, that's a lot of damage coming out from Tychus there. Gets blind, so his minigun becomes useless. But it is back up already because of Combat Tactician. As far as builds here, we see nothing too crazy. Tychus has a DF, uses it onto the Chen. Anduin Pole comes out onto the Tychus. ETC has 30 HP, he actually lives. And unfortunately, Tychus goes down from the Calamity Ming. Oh, Tiger gets a double kill with Calamity there. That was a great cleanup there. Technically, Savas did some of the kills there, but it's fine. That was mostly Tiger with his Ming. Already at 12,000 damage. The entire team barely adds up to the Li Ming's damage. Alright. Looks like they're trying to step up onto the point. This is a 99-0. Red team has to step up and try and take this point back. Blue team does not want to give it up though. Chen going in with his full shield here. Trying to stall the Tychus. Tychus has his minigun active. Unfortunately, doesn't get any use out of it. Chen taking quite a bit of damage from this Tychus as well. That's a double turret. They have to give it up with Sylvanas using her Merc Queen. That is such of a good play there. Merc Queen on Sylvanas during this map is insane. They're opting to go for middle wall entirely. Tychus barely dodges the fist. That's really impressive with how much ping they have to play with. They already lost half of their HP just from trying to take over the one wall instead of going for top objective and top wall. They might still be able to get the fountain though, we'll see. Tychus is able to melt that protector really hard. The great fist coming out from the protector. Oh, they had to overextend a bit to try and kill it. Will they make it out safely? It looks like they're not trying to chase here. And unfortunately, that means that blue team just got so much value there with the 2 walls and the top fountain. Nanoboost comes out onto the Li Ming. Li Ming gets stunned out of it, unfortunately. Calamity trying to do as much damage as possible. Tiger does not exactly know where she went. Trying to do as much damage as possible here. That's a great ice wall. Tiger looking at the Mephisto? No, looking at the Tychus. Will he be able to get the kill though? Savas doing as much damage as possible. Mei goes in, taking a lot of damage from the Tychus though, and Li Ming does in fact get a double here. Almost a triple. Savas stealing that kill. Chen dives for the healer. That is a really good dive, and unfortunately, that means that Anduin will go down. Don't you just love Donkey Kong Chen? The old Chen used to do that so much. It was so oppressive. Looks like they're going to do this camp for free here while Urel tries to do a double soak, trying to get their team up to level 10. Savas has to back off and give up the camp, unfortunately. Luckily, they backed off from that because that was a even fight for the red team if they chose to take it. Tychus doing quite a bit, well, trying his best to do quite a bit of damage to the Chen, but they have just so many counters before the Tychus. Urel gets Light Bomb, ends up running out of the team, but runs back in to hit Chen. That's a great Ice Wall onto the Tychus ult. Mephisto's ult just barely misses. That's a great wave of force coming from Li Ming. Li Ming trying to get as much damage as possible here with Calamity. Mei doing a lot of damage and a lot of taking. Tychus still just poking off the team with his ultimate here. Oh, Chen trying to escape here, trying to make Tychus waste his trade. Unfortunately, Tychus is not getting a whole lot of value here. That's some great blow up there from the Sylvanas with Mei's stun. Ming is still looking for a kill here onto the Anduin. Might be able to take it here. We will see though. That's a great slow coming out from Cattle, or coming from Mei there. And they do secure the kill. That was a great slowing defib dart onto the Mephisto. Mephisto might actually die from that by itself. They have to peel for him. He teleports back into the stun and ends up falling from that. You just see looking to get a stun maybe here onto the Sylvanas, but unfortunately cannot pull it off. Jurel just took all of her HP there just from the Ming abilities, plus some Savas damage. Very, very, very insane amounts of damage coming out from the blue team. Savas is actually topping charts right now. Jurel does go down from Li Ming Calamity plus Orb. That's a Mosh into just Chen. Wall comes out to stall the Mosh. I believe Mosh is still active outside that though, isn't it? It is. Okay, well, they could have made a play off that, but that was a 3-man Mosh at a wall. Chen goes in for the dive, uses his ult, looking for that Mephisto kill, dodges the Mephisto ult, looking for that Anduin yet again. That's the second time that this has happened. Chen's still looking to kill this Mephisto. Mephisto will go down here if they continue to chase. Chen going in, Li Ming taking a lot of tower damage. Oh, there's no way. Mephisto actually lives with 100 HP. Tiger's going for it. He doesn't care. He almost gets the kill, but unfortunately he does go down. Tiger wanted that blood. Oh, that was, okay. They could have tried to chase that a bit more, but they are down 3 levels, so they need to decide if they want to try and fight to win kills for XP or soak. Looks like they're trying to look for the healing camp, maybe? Blue team is opting to do a turret camp, which is good on their part. Red team probably should have rotated to steal a camp here. Kind of surprised that they're just deciding to soak, because soaking will not put them back in the game here. They have 13 to 15, so they have 1 chance to fight here. But if they do lose this fight, it's going to be a 16 to 13 and then 20 to 16 fight. Yeah, looks like they're just now. Okay, now red team is stepping up to try and take the support camp. Good job by Tiger there, making the camp reset and get full HP there. Tiger doing lots of damage with Orb. Cattle taking a lot of damage as well, but he has his D, so he's fine. Jurel using her absorb, gets Ana grenades, so she doesn't get the full heal, but she gets most of it. Not a whole lot of damage came out in the first place. That is a great ice wall blocking out the entire team. Mosh onto 2 people, but gets stalled. Chen takes Mephisto's ult, doesn't take any damage because he's Chen, and dives the backline. Is he going to go for the Anduin kill yet again? Will he dive the wall? the Anduin sees it coming and predicts it and runs away. Okay, alright. Now they're just bullying. Okay. Looks like they're going to do the support camp, and this game is pretty much over. I don't think that there's a way that red team can come back to this game. The only way is if they take a fight and they win it twice in a row while down talent here. Protector probably just wins this game at this point. Alright. Nothing's really happening here. Red team has to decide. Can they get that pick off? They could have gotten a pick off on Li Ming if they were grouped more. Tiger realizes this and he's trying to look for some free damage here. Red team is just fully giving up its objective. I don't think there's any way for red team to come back here. That's Protector coming out as well. Protector running down into them is going to be very devastating. Again, I don't think they have any way of dealing with this. Tigers is getting soloed out by me. Look at this 1v1. 1v2. Does he actually get the kill? He actually gets the kill 1v2. May is overpowered. It was a good try, though, from red team. They just, sadly, they were outmatched just from pure skill from the blue team. They were definitely very stacked. But at the same time, this is definitely a Storm League match if I've ever seen one. This is usually how most Storm League matches go. You just get, like, smashed. One side always gets smashed, you know? They're opting for a bottom keep push here to end the game. I don't know if they're going to opt to try and end right now, fight under core and end, or back off, because they can't end at this specific moment. They need to get one more fight. Which, I mean, they can do. They can totally take a fight and win it. It's just risky. They still have 16. They still have a 16 advantage. They didn't kill the 4 in the lane, though, so the core is still protected, which is very unfortunate for the red team. Don't know if they actually meant to do that or not. That is a great sleep dart coming up from Ana onto the Tigers. EGC goes in for the dive. Unfortunately, that is a lot of damage going from Nano Boosted Li Ming. That was 100-0 right there. That Mephisto just barely missed his ult. Unfortunate. And Tigers will go down. Anduin's going to fall as well here. Tiger is... Oh, well, there goes the channel again. Diving the Anduin. The wall comes out from Mei to stop the Mephisto from leaving, and Tiger secures the kill with his ult, and this will be game. That is a 4-man wipe under their core. Oh, okay, well, Grenade comes out to stop the Durell from absorbing too much damage here, but she still ends up falling. That's a mosh, but like, what happens here exactly? Mosh happens, but there's no one to follow up, so that's just, they're just going in one by one at this point and dying. And unfortunately, that will be game 2 going to VGM Gaming, and they will be making it to the semifinals. If you guys did enjoy this stream, feel free to follow. I do quite a bit of casting. Well, I'm going to be doing quite a bit of casting with Heroes Lounge. I've done a few. I think this is like my 4th one at this point. Oh, geez. Are they actually not going to be able to end right away? Okay. The Lost getting some free kills there. Yeah, now they're over. Okay, well. GG's. Definitely a bit stacked. For a team from Brazil, they played insanely well. Let's take a quick look at the stats here. Not really much to discuss because, I mean, the game was an entire wipe. EGC had 7 deaths with 7,000 damage. I mean, they just got rolled 33-1. That's rough. You see, the bigger they are, which would have got more value, but I always feel like that talent's a bait. See Neil Steel coming out as well. Really it. I don't know anything about the Chen builds. I don't think the 16's standard, but I don't know. Definitely not my forte for sure. We see the big one coming out from Mei at level 20. I think the game is already over at that point, though.